Okay. All right. Tonight is the Team Fit and Fearless call. It is October 24th, and we are going to just be going over a few things that I learned at leadership this past weekend, and I'm super excited to share it with you guys. The biggest part of it, and it's not that I was surprised that this was the topic, but it was so refreshing that this was the topic, but it was basically about getting back to the basics. They took away all the fluff that I feel like a lot of us get caught up with, like, trying to be a great leader, trying to get the best website, or trying to do all these things that they basically were just telling us, like, get back to the basics. And they talked about the vital process. And there were 4 steps to it. And I'm just going to be going over the first 2 steps because I feel like that's really where a lot of us are right now. And it's basically getting new people involved and helping them get results. So the first step so I'm going to give you the 4 steps to the vital process, but we're just going to be covering the first 2 tonight. So the first step is get clients started. Step number 2 is get them results. Step number 3 is transition them to a coach. And step 4 is develop them and mentor them. So this is kind of just like the big picture of what we do as coaches, kind of broken down into steps. So we're going to start with number 1, getting clients started. And this is challenge groups. This is what we do. This is our bread and butter. We talk about it all the time. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I feel like I have struggled with challenge groups here recently, even in the past 6 months to a year, where I feel like I have not put as much time into them because I'm focusing on building my team and working like in coach groups and all of this. And I'm finding that people are falling off. And of course, it's up to them to get results, but I need to provide the best absolute atmosphere for them to get results, the accountability. I need to not let people slip through the cracks. And I feel like I've let that happen, like, just to be honest with you. So this was such a great reminder to me on what we really need to get back to is putting time into our challenge groups, because they are purchasing a program from us and expecting us to help them, because they could go purchase it somewhere else and do it on their own. But if we're not providing them valuable content, accountability, and just the support that they wouldn't have otherwise, then they're gonna fall off. We've all been either a yo-yoer or trying to do something on our own, and accountability is what kept us. That's what kept me in this. So first thing you do is just be you. People obviously either purchased from you or came to you because they liked you. And so be you in your groups, like, be vulnerable, share, just what you're going through as well. And we need to stay on the wagon. I don't mean this as we need to be perfect. I mean this in, you need to be consistent with your workouts. Yes, we all fall off, but jump back on. So don't be going weeks without getting a workout in, unless you're in the hospital and dying or having a baby or whatever. But get your workouts in and just show that you're being consistent with it. So we have to be committing. And that's the next thing, is commit to a program. And this is something that, I don't know why this is such a dumb moment for me, but the past year prior to getting pregnant, I just jumped from workout to workout, not focusing on one program. And I learned from so many leaders of this company the past weekend that their business changed when they committed to a program start to finish, and consistently sharing that they press play every single day, because that's giving us credibility with these products. And it's not that we want to sell per se, but we have to show that this works with our accountability. These programs work. So commit to a program. If you start one and you don't love it, like, don't give it just one time. But if you get like in a week or 2 and you're like, I dread this, then find something else. It's not that you have to commit to 60 days of just pure hell. Find something that you enjoy doing and commit to it. And you be honest with your challengers. And, we don't want to say that we're quitting something, but it's not one of those things where you have to commit to a program that you absolutely hate. Find one you love, stick to it so you can have passion about it when you're sharing. Okay, the next thing I want to share with you guys is not to get comfortable. I'm still kind of talking about our own selves getting results. So not to get comfortable, chase that challenge. So when you start to get comfortable, either in your workout or just even in your eating, like, it's starting to kind of, I don't know, you're starting to just not really care about your nutrition as much and you're snacking more and more, go back, refocus, and chase the challenge. Like, remember, like, it's hard, but crave the hardness, if that makes sense, because at the end of the day, you feel proud of yourself. And also in the challenge groups, I want you guys to work on creating an environment that you would want to be a part of. So if you'd want to be a part of a group that's funny and like keeps you motivated, like post funny stuff in there. Find funny memes. Is it memes or memes? Memes. I've never known what it is. Meme. Post funny things in there that get people laughing, but that they want to keep checking into the group, because sometimes it gets to be white noise in there. So if you're a funny person, post your humor in there. You don't have to be strict and to the rules and like a drill sergeant. And then I want you guys to really work on meeting your challengers where they are. So that is focusing on their goals. If they, let's say, excuse me, someone starts out and they're like, I haven't worked out for 2 years and I physically can't work out every day. My goal is to work out 3 days a week. Hold them accountable to that. And I want you to remember to keep the focus on them and not you wanting them to get results of finishing a program, or you wanting for them to have the best transformation, because that's self-serving in a way. So focus on what their goals are, help them set realistic goals, but also challenging goals, and then hold them accountable to those specific goals that are specific to their needs, instead of making it one big, everyone having the same goal. Does that make sense? Kind of, hopefully. Okay. And like I said, be vulnerable, honest, relatable. So if you miss your workout in the morning, post in there and say, you guys, I didn't get up. I hit my snooze 16 times because I'm a hot mess and I'm lazy, but I'm going to get it done tonight. And I want you guys to hold me accountable. Someone call me out if I haven't posted a sweaty selfie. Like, we need to be a challenger in our group, because that is what they're going to know, that you're real. If they think that we work out every day and eat salads every day and don't drink wine ever and don't yell at our kids, then they're going to feel, like they're not good enough. So let's be relatable, be vulnerable, but stay consistent. And then just do the little things, calling people out in a good way. Excuse me, let me get a drink. Calling people out when you see, like if someone in the beginning of the group posts and says, I've never gotten up before my kids to do a workout, and then you see that they did it, call them out and praise them. Everyone wants to be recognized. And so just pick up on those little things, not just the person who lost the most inches or who had a 10 on their nutrition for the past 5 days. Like, pick out little things to recognize people. And then the next thing I want to talk about, this is still in regards to getting clients started, but create your own test group. And this is perfect for right now for the Core de Force. And I had this epiphany while I was feeding the baby before I got on here. And I was like, we should have a team test group. Like, basically pretend like we got picked for the test group that Beachbody does, and commit 100% as a group, as coaches, to Core de Force, and then we can share our results. But that way, I'm even saying, like, let's get a contract. Let's sign it and say we're going to commit. I'm not saying I want to like make you guys a contract, but this is just like the flow I'm getting. And like I said, this just kind of came to me. But create your own test group. So many people are like, if I could be in a test group, I know I'd get better results. And I hear stuff like that from leaders, because a lot of times they make the test groups out of coaches who have been doing this for a long time. But what if we made our own test group? Like, we are the ones getting results, sharing it with people. And you can do this. I just posted tonight. You guys can look at it. But basically, I'm creating a test group for customers as well. Like, basically saying, there's a new program coming out. I would like to take you guys along with me. I'd love your feedback and opinions. Let me know if you're interested or if you want to be considered. So making it sound like not just everyone's getting in. And so, anyways, creating test groups is a great way to get more people interested, because they feel like they're a part of something. It's just a different way to word things too. So, okay, I'm going to move on to number 2, because I feel like I have kind of a lot and I don't want to run out of time. So that is getting results. And this is number 2 of the vital process. So the biggest part of this is belief. And I think a lot of times when we have new challengers come in, they don't have belief in themselves. I know when I started as a challenger 3.5 years ago, I was ready to go, but I was thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I don't know if I can work out every day. But the coach, Kelsey was my coach in there, was very adamant about making us feel like we could do it, saying you can do it. And I know we all tell, our challengers this, you can do this, good job, you've got this. But I think a lot of times we hear a lot of excuses from people, time, money, moving, injuries, just things like that. And a lot of them are legit excuses, saying that in quotation marks. But we hear those excuses and we kind of just push people aside and like, okay, that's fine. But I think we need to be the one creating belief in them, because if we're not creating belief and giving them like the motivation and power, they're going to just have doubt. So if they're not, I'm trying to get this out, because they can't create their own belief sometimes in the beginning. So we have to be the one. We have to be the one believing stronger than they are until they start seeing results. Does that make sense? Kind of. Yes, I got a nod from Amber. Thank you, Amber. So in that, we need to paint a vision for the finish line, even though there's not really a finish line in our health journeys. But like, let's say the finish line is the end of a 21 or a 30-day group, help them see their goals coming to fruition. So let's say, they had told you originally, or they posted in the beginning of the group, like, my goal is yada, yada, yada. We need to be painting that vision for them. If they said, I'm just too tired at the end of the day, when we're talking with them, whether it's in the group or in a private message, remind them, if you lose these 10 pounds, like your goal, like you want to do, you're going to have that extra energy. You're going to be able to run with your daughter, and you need to keep that at the forefront of your mind. Because some people, they say, I'm too tired to play with my kids. Like, I hear that all the time from people. And I think a lot of times, if we can remind them of that deeper why, I guess, or their whatever their goal is at the end, and we can paint a vision of what things will look like if they accomplish it, you're going to keep them going. Let me turn my page here. So basically, we need to create a culture of belief. We need to be checking in on people. So if someone is checking in, and you guys, it's like the dreaded 2-week bump, like maybe like midway through the second week of a challenge group. Does anyone else notice like people like start going AWOL? It's like, where'd they go? They got lost at the grocery store or something in a pile of donuts and never came back. And so it's like, we got to check on these people. And I think sometimes this is something that's good. I'm going to start doing this at the beginning of the group in a private message. Ask people for permission to hold them accountable. Say, can I have your permission right now to hold you accountable if I notice you go missing? You can even say that. If you go missing, can I hold you accountable? Or you can even be more specific. How many days should I let you go before I check on you? And then I send them a private message. Depending on the personalities in the group, one of the coaches at the conference, they would post, and this is going back to like having humor in the group, a post of a meme of like someone with like not a telescope, but like a search thing that they're looking through, and it's like search crew out for so-and-so's name. Like they made the meme themselves, like search crew is out for Johnny. He's been rocking it and now he's gone. Where is he? And like, then people start tagging like, Johnny, hey, where you at? Come on back. And so like, there's different ways you can get people back involved so they don't feel like they, I think some people don't want to come back because they're ashamed. Like they're like, I fell off and, I don't want to go back because they know. But if we can create a culture of, we're looking for you, where are you? You've been doing great. We miss you. That type of thing to get people back in. I always private message people if I haven't seen them for a while, and just something simple. Hey girl, we've been missing you in the challenge group. You had been rocking it. Where are you? I'd love for you to jump back in. I fall off all the time too, or whatever. Just like relate to them and get them back in there. Encourage them and let them know it's okay, to fall into the pile of donuts at the grocery store, but they need to come back. So the last thing in regards to your challenge group is creating a realistic systems for follow-up. So what I mean by this, I feel like if you're tracking your business, you should have a follow-up system in place. So whether it's people you've talked to in previous months and, they said it's not a good time for them or whatever, in a month or two, you go back to that list and you're like, hey, I just want to follow up and see if this is a good time for you. So we do that for people who don't commit. We need to start doing that for the people who do commit. And let's say they fall off or they finish a challenge group and they don't join your next one or they don't decide to be a coach. keep track of the people who have already made a commitment with a challenge pack and maybe already finished a group, but we need to be keeping a list of these people who have, been in past groups and follow up with them, because they fall off. And guys, I am so guilty of this. And the thing is, we haven't messed up completely. I'm speaking to myself. I'm going to go back as far as I can to past challengers and check in with them and see how they're doing, because I'm still trying to figure out a way. I think, Amber, maybe you have like a graduate group or something like that. Yes, no, maybe. Something along those lines. But we need to be providing accountability for people long after these 21 days. And that's a good time to start talking to them about the coaching opportunity, because it's a great way to hold themselves accountable. But we need to have a follow-up system for challengers. So keeping a list of your people who have committed to challenge groups, and maybe you're like, oh, where have they been? They haven't done a group for a while, checking in on them. And then always leaving an open door. And what I mean by this is just making them feel like they're always welcome to come back for the accountability. Whether or not you make them commit to a new program, that's up to you. Usually, if someone has a program that they're committing to and they have some Shakeology, I let them in. They don't have to buy something new from me. I just want them to have a set plan in place, and they have to commit to a plan. But letting people know that the door is open. You are welcome back anytime, and that we're here to support you. So in regards to like belief, we need to, and I think this goes back to having the belief for them before they do. We need to be the more sure person of their potential. Basically letting them know, I refuse to let you give up on yourself. I have that in quotes. I refuse to let you give up on yourself, because I think, and obviously we cannot, hold someone at gunpoint and keep them going in this journey. But I think some people just need to know that we're here and that we're going to push them, and that we believe that they can do it, even if they have no inkling of belief in themselves. So I think just the creating that belief and letting them know that we've got their back and they can't give up. So in regards to, let's see, so I gave you, I gotta look at my notes again. So get clients started, get the best results. The other thing is creating loyal customers. So like these people that are doing challenge groups and then we don't know where they go. So I'm going to give you, I think I have 5 steps on creating loyal customers. The first one is listen to their stories and ask questions. So I know, we teach you guys how to form. So, the FORM, family, occupation, recreation, and then sharing a message. That's a different training. But really getting to know who they are and go deeper. So ask lots and lots of questions about them. Ask, like not in a creepy way, but just to where the conversation is still flowing. Do not rush your message, so to say, or your invite. Like really get to know them. When they say they want to lose 10 pounds, that's when you can say, I relate to you. I've been there. I had to lose baby weight, but why do you want to lose the 10 pounds? How would you feel if you did lose it? That's one of the big things. A lot of times people would say, well, I'd feel more confident, or I know I'd have more energy. And even getting deeper than that. So listen to their stories and ask questions. Number 2 is making their agenda your priority. So I kind of talked about that before in regards to focusing on their goals and their specific goals. I think it's important that we help them set challenging yet realistic goals, but we don't make goals for them, if that makes sense. So make their agenda your priority. I gotta get another drink. I feel like I don't talk this much all at once. And then number 3, and this is kind of reiterating some of the other stuff I said, but believe in them and be that more sure person. Be the one that believes in them more than they believe in themselves, and just letting them know that you're going to be with them this whole time. They're not going to be alone. You're going to push them. And again, asking them permission to hold them accountable. And I think once you guys are, and I know some of you already have teams, when you are leading your coaches, that's another thing. You can ask them, do I have your permission to hold you accountable? Do I have your permission to be honest with you? And I think once that, it opens the door. So, and then lots of times people are like, oh boy, yeah, question mark, I guess so. But ask their permission, and then that gives you basically the option, or the permission, guys, I don't know what I'm trying to say, to call them out. That gives you the ability to call them out. Okay, I'm going to move on to number 4. Discuss ways to accomplish their vision and create plans that fit them. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Discuss ways to accomplish their vision and create plans that fit them. So this kind of goes back to being, their own agenda, their own goals. So if it's someone, I feel like I deal with this a lot because I have a lot of nurses, I think, that come into my groups. They work 12-hour shifts, and they say, I'm getting up at 5 a.m. already to get my kids to daycare, and I don't get home till 8 p.m. at night. So what I do is I will challenge them. Obviously, they might try and get up at 4 a.m. and get their workout done, and that's awesome. But that's going to run people down, and I think they know that. So I challenge them. Okay, let's work on, you get up one work day a week early. This isn't flowing well, guys. Get up early one day per week that you're working. Does that make sense? And then the other 2 work days will be your rest days. So yes, they might miss one of the days on their calendar, but you're basically, I feel like it gives them confidence that they can get up early and get it done, but you're not asking them so much change at once from them. So like baby step with people. Does that make sense, kind of? And you got to think out of the box. And I just feel like I have lots of nurses work 12-hour shifts, so I challenge them. Pick one of those 12-hour shift days and get it done before work, because you're not going to want to do it when you get home. Let the other 2 days be your rest days, and then on your days off, you better bust it and get your workouts done. So just coming up with different ways that they can accomplish their vision, accomplish their goals, but make it specific to them. And this isn't just for challengers. This can be for coaches too. Let's say if you have a coach that wants to, go Emerald, and they just want to cover their Shakeology. They're not trying to push to Diamond right now. They're not trying to add 10 coaches a month. Maybe that might be your goal, but that's not their goal. So we need to really work on helping people with their specific goals to help them live the most healthy and fulfilling life. That's part of the mission statement, so I had to just throw that in there. And then number 5 is to help them until the vision is accomplished and beyond. And I think this goes back to leaving an open door, having the system of follow-ups, and basically having this uncompromised commitment to quality. And I think, again, I'm very guilty of having my posts planned out in my challenge group, checking in one time a day, and then feeling disconnected from my challengers. I'm missing when people are falling off. I'm missing when I can tell people feel discouraged. And that's something that I'm changing now. And I am learning, obviously, over the past however many months that I have kind of felt this disconnect with my challenge groups, that in the long run, that's going to affect my business, because I'm not going to try and point people out, but I'm trying to look. I know Amber, Leslie, Marcy, some of the diamonds within Team and Fit and Fearless, I feel like got results before they were coaches. They fell in love with the products and had an emotional tie to them. Instead of us trying to pull in people just for the money opportunity, a lot of times people fall off unless they're that 1% of people that are so driven that they'll just do exactly what they tell you. Most people need to have an emotional connection to the products, to the support, to the community, to where they keep going. Because I think a lot of times, if people are only driven by the money, because this isn't get rich quick, if they're not going to start making money right away, they're going to drop off. They haven't had this connection. They aren't getting, that fulfillment of seeing results, and they're not getting motivated or staying motivated. Because even for me, when I see results, I'm motivated to keep going. And I think that's why we really need to concentrate on helping people get results first and foremost. And by giving quality challenge groups, accountability, support, that's what's going to do that. So converting challengers who get results into coaches is key, because once they get results, that gives them credibility as coaches. And not saying that if they start in, because I know we preach all the time, you don't have to be at your goal weight or whatever, but if you have a coach that does a 21-day group and loses 5 inches on their waist, feels amazing, their cholesterol's gone down, whatever, and they decide that they want to share this with people, they already have a story to tell, and they already have an emotional tie, and so they have so much more passion in sharing it. And so I really think, and not saying you can't bring on coaches first and then put them in a challenge group, because you absolutely can do that, but just know that if you help people get results first and foremost, they're going to have a lot more passion when they go out and try and share this opportunity. And then these are just some random thoughts that I wrote down, hold on, 10 minutes left. So the number one thing that if you're a brand new coach, the number one thing I want you to concentrate on is relationship building. And that's just starting conversations with people, not bringing Beachbody into the conversation in the beginning, and just really getting to know people. Even if you know from the beginning, it's never going to lead to a sale. So just getting to know them. I've learned so much from other moms just by connecting and reaching out to people, and they've not joined me, at least not yet, but we're like friends. We're like BFFs now via social media, and they give love to my posts and they do things, but they're not part of our team. They've never done a challenge group. But this is just a way for people to trust you and get to know you, and even refer people to you. So with that, I think the other thing besides relationship building for new coaches is posting consistently on social media. And I know this is hard. I know it's out of people's comfort zone, but I think the main things, like just being consistent in your posting about life, mom life, your personal development, be real and raw, share your fitness journey, share your nutrition, share your nutrition, share these things. And I feel like the easiest way for new coaches is on coming up with post ideas is to post your vital behaviors. Post when you get your workout done, post a healthy meal, post something you learn from your personal development, and then recognition. If someone in your challenge group does something amazing, obviously ask for their permission, but and even other coaches, like recognizing other coaches. So posting on social media, it really is huge, because that's how people get to know you, and that's how they learn to trust you. So I think I had one more. Oh, there's a quote, and you've probably heard it because it's from Shaun T, but it basically says the work doesn't start until you're tired. And I feel like that applies to our fitness journey. That applies to our coaching journey. But if you just do a little bit here and there and you feel like it's easy peasy, it's probably not going to get you anywhere, whether it's your workout and it's not challenging, or whether it's your coaching business and you're just doing a little bit each day. It's probably not going to get you very far. So when it starts to get tired and you start to get uncomfortable, that's when you're going to grow. That's when you're going to move. That's when you're going to start seeing more success. That's when you're going to help more people. And so, I just thought I'd throw that quote in by Shaun T. So that is all I have for you guys today right now. I didn't want to go over everything I learned all at once. For one, I wouldn't have time. And I just felt like the most important things, especially all of us, we all do challenge groups. That's something we all have in common right now. And it's just super important that we're providing quality groups to people. And I feel like I've needed to and it's not even that you have to revamp all your posts or do anything, but just be present in there, be vulnerable, and be a challenger yourself. I think that's number one. I think it's been a long time since I really, truly treated a program like I did the first time I did it, with, 100% in, and obviously, there's life, but just committing to it, start to finish, sharing your results, and sharing it with other people. So I hope that this was helpful. Do you guys have any questions about any of this or about anything in general? Because we have about 6 minutes left. You're more than welcome to ask something. Don't be shy. Was this helpful? I know a lot of it was kind of basic, but hearing it over and over this weekend, like just in my head was like, okay, like I need to help people get results. Like that's my number one focus. That's why we did, I mean, hopefully a lot of you, but that's why I started, was to serve other people. Like that's really what got me in this. And yes, we can make an income, and yes, I have debt I want to pay, and I have huge goals, but they're not going to happen if I'm not serving people. So getting back to the basics truly is key. I'm reading over here from Missy. I like this because challenge groups do not make us a lot of money, but it's the most important thing I do. People need us. Very true. It is. And I think once we get results, it's easier to, I don't want to say convert to coaches. That sounds so like, I don't know, not very, you know what I'm trying to say. But yes, getting people results. I mean, this is people's health. It's their lives. And a lot of people don't know how to get out of the rut that they're in. And that's what we're here for. So, yes.
Can you say the 4 vital process steps again?
Yes, I will. So, get clients started is numero uno. Number 2 is get them results. Number 3 is transition to a coach. And number 4 is develop and mentor. So the getting clients started part, I didn't really talk about like the invite process. It's totally different training, but you know, that's just a huge part of it, is building that relationship and getting to know people and seeing if Beachbody could be a solution for them. So that's a huge part of getting them started.
Hey, I really like the test group idea with our whole team.
Yeah.
I want to do it real bad. I want to do it.
Okay, because, and we can kind of brainstorm even like maybe within a post within the team page, but I think it'd be great to do like a coach only test group type thing. And I mean, like I said, I just thought of this. So if you have any ideas or anything like that, but committing to the program, like it's 30 days. It's not like a 90-day program and we're all going to get bored and Christmas will be here. But yeah, if anyone else is wanting to do that, please let me know. Cause
I know we did it as a team kind of for Hammer and Chisel. I don't know if you remember. And that is the first time I completed a program from beginning to end.
Yeah. See, I
wanted to get results to show people, and just having, again, I feel the same way about my challenge groups. I haven't been a challenger like I need to be. And that would help me too, to be more accountable.
Yeah. I think it will make a huge difference. And I heard over and over again from like top coaches that even said like, I feel like I've been in the rat race, like trying to get to the top and trying to be the top Success Club earner and la da da da. And a lot of them said like, Allie Upham spoke, and I don't know if you guys know her, she's a superstar diamond. But one of the things she said is she's like, I only bring on 5 to 10 new challengers a month because I want to give them my all. I want to give them everything I can. And that number is different for everyone. But she's like, we don't need to focus on being the top of the top in this organization if that's not going to be serving people right. Does that make sense? So I just think it's awesome to be really focusing on that. And they all said, basically, if you're not getting results yourself, then it takes away your credibility. And we don't have to be perfect, but being consistent and showing up on social media, committing to a program start to finish, that type of thing. I don't think Emily Gonzalez is on here, but I just want to shout that girl out. She does programs start to finish, posts consistently daily. So if you guys aren't following her, check it out. She always shares her results. And that girl is always hitting Success Club. She is always, she just does it. And I'm not like saying no one else on here does it, but she sticks out in my head to someone that does programs start to finish all the time. And some of you might have done that too. So I'm sorry if I'm not shouting you out, but that's something that I've noticed over time that she's been doing. So I think we have about less than a minute. So any last?
Are you going to do like a test group for coaches and then a test group as like kind of a challenge group?
I think so. I think it would be 2 separate things. I'm not sure though yet. I think it would get way too big if I had all the coaches and all the coaches challengers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But
so you would just run them basically at the same time, but they would be different groups.
I think so, but I don't know. I feel like I need some help brainstorming this. So I'd love you guys' ideas.
Because I like both those ideas. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. Because sometimes big groups are really good because there's lots of participation, but also it's easy for people to fall through the cracks when there's so many people.
yeah.
So I don't know. I need to think it through.
I
But
feel like the Hammer and Sizzle group was almost too big. Like, I think there were just a lot of people in there.
yeah.
I think it was coaches and challengers.
Yeah.
It wasn't just coaches.
Group. The coach group could be really big. That would be fine because we're all there. But new people coming in as new clients, new customers we'd probably need to do our own individual groups if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
I don't think people would share as much if there was like a whole bunch of other people they didn't know.
right, and it just they feel kind of lost. I think.
Yeah.